This might be the single laziest project on GitHub. It's also one of the fastest growing repos the site has ever seen. Okay, so here's the whole thing. It's called Ponytail, and it's a rule set you drop into your AI coding agent that makes it write the least code that still works. The pitch is a senior developer you've definitely met, the one with the long ponytail and the oval glasses who's been at the company longer than the version control has. You show him 50 lines, he says nothing, and he swaps them for one. Somebody bottled that instinct into a Markdown file and wired it up for around 20 different coding agents, all shipped under an MIT license. It went from 0 to more than 80,000 stars in a single month, and it topped the trending charts as the #1 repository of both the day and the week. Enjoying this so far? Subscribe to the YouTube channel and grab the free daily newsletter at indiehacker.news. New deep dive every weekday. Let me just scroll the README because it tells the story better than the pitch does. Up top there's the mascot and the tagline, then a row of badges for the star count and the license. Right under it is the honest headline, and this line matters. It's a claim about writing a lot less code for a bit less money, with a very careful footnote we'll come back to. Keep scrolling and you get the example everyone quotes. You ask for a date picker, and a normal agent installs a library and a wrapper component, then somehow ends up debating time zones. Ponytail writes a single line, the native date input that's been sitting in every browser for years. Below that are the real numbers, a chart pitting it against a plain agent on real work, and then the heart of it. That little ladder of questions the agent climbs down before it writes anything at all. Ponytail didn't invent this. A few months before it, a skill called caveman blew up with the same instinct. Cut your tokens by talking to the model like a caveman. Why use many token when few token do trick? And it actually has even more stars than Ponytail does. There's a whole shelf of these now, terse mode skills, with names like Guilfoyle and one just called Kevin. The thing that's supposed to set Ponytail apart is the promise to save code without making the model dumber, so you're not just trading away your validation to hit a smaller number. Whether it keeps that promise is the whole fight, and we'll get there. It pulled 4,300 forks, and on average around 2,700 new stars every single day. All of that runs across more than 20 different agents, and it's mostly the work of one person. So how does it actually decide to be lazy? Before it writes a thing, the agent walks down a little ladder and stops at the first rung that holds. Rung 1 is the big one. Does this need to exist at all? Because the cheapest code is the code that never gets written. If it clears that, it goes looking for the boring way out, maybe something already in the codebase or the standard library, or a native platform feature for it, like that browser date input from earlier. Maybe the whole thing even collapses to a single line. Only when all of that comes up empty does it write the minimum that works. Sitting on top of the ladder are 3 intensity settings. Light just names the lazier option and lets you choose, while full is the default that quietly enforces the whole thing. Ultra, in the author's own words, is for when the codebase has wronged you personally. Want to be featured? Pitch your open source repo at indiehacker.news/apply and get in front of thousands of builders. The obvious fear that writing less means cutting the stuff that keeps you safe, so the rule it repeats is never to skip the validation and error handling that stop bad data or a security hole, because lazy is supposed to mean efficient, not negligent. And when it does take a deliberate shortcut, it has to leave a marked comment naming the ceiling and the way to upgrade it later. One of its commands then harvests all those comments into a dead ledger, so later doesn't quietly turn into never. There are 6 commands in total, and the 2 useful ones review your current diff and hand back a delete list or audit a whole repo for over-engineering. It even ships an honest footnote that on a heavy reasoning model, all the deliberating over which rung to pick can make it slower and more expensive, not less. Here's where the skeptics have a real point. Strip away all the install folders, and the thing doing the actual work is one Markdown file, about 100 lines describing a coding principle from the 1990s called Yagni. You aren't going to need it. Somebody on Hacker News looked at the giant repo and asked, "Is this the new left pad?" All of this for a prompt. The reason it's a big repo is the plumbing, config files, and hooks for cursor, codecs, and a dozen more, plus a mechanism that quietly injects the rule set into every sub-agent your main agent spawns. And that last part, the injection, is exactly where the most uncomfortable bug against it lives. Installing it is genuinely 2 lines. On Claude Code, you add the marketplace, then install the plugin, and there's a funny note that you have to send those as 2 separate messages or it won't take. Codecs and the others are the same basic shape. And for the editors that don't do plugins at all, you just drop one rules file into your project and it loads as always on context. It's built to be the least effort it will ever ask of you. Okay, the fight I promised. When it launched, the headline was 80 to 94% less code, and that's the number everyone repeated. Then the chief technology officer of a software consultancy, Colin Eberhardt, filed an issue and basically called it. The problem was the baseline. They'd tested Ponytail against a bare model with no instructions at all, which rambles and pads its answer with options and commentary, so counting lines was really counting chatter, not code. He showed that adding a single plain sentence, just give me one example with no commentary, made almost the whole gap disappear. Then, something you almost never see. The author didn't get defensive. He wrote back, "You were right, conceded the point, and rebuilt the entire benchmark on a real repository with an actual agent doing real tickets. The corrected number landed around 54% less code, still a real cut, just a much smaller one, and the safety held even as a naive shrink, it prompt quietly dropped a security guard." So, where does that leave it? The trade-offs are real. On a big mature code base, people report that it patches things too locally and ignores the architecture around it. There's also an open bug that's genuinely uncomfortable because the same rule that tells your agent to keep things short also gets injected into your code review agent, so the reviewer that's meant to catch a bad cut gets told to be brief and quiet. But the core idea here is right, and being that upfront about its own results is a big part of why people trust it. If you're the kind of builder who has watched an agent turn a trivial fix into a 40-file pull request, this was aimed directly at you. And apparently, there's something else coming. A waitlist and a cryptic, he's building something teaser, with nobody willing to say what it actually is.